Welcome to our meditation practice, and thank you for being here. Think of a wave that carries you through existence. Think of a wave that moves you through space. There is one wave, one specific vibration that connects you with us, your space with our space. That wave has a range. Think of the wave moving between that range. And for example, if the range is 0 to 10, imagine that the wave that connects us is 0 to 10. We oscillate. We move from 0 to 10 to 3 to 1 to 0 to 2 to 7 to 8 to 10 to 9. And that creates a connection. But when we are at 5, in the middle of that wave, the connection is more clear. What's happening now is that this wave, instead of being 0 to 10, before moved to 1 to 9, and then 2 to 8. So the range is closing. And we are getting closer and closer to be more time in the middle. The more we are in that middle, the deeper our connection. If at a point we can stabilize our connection at 5 in that middle, the wave becomes a straight line and we become one. Your reality and our reality becomes one. If the prior range was 0 to 10, we can tell you that right now we are 2 to 8. So we are coming closer. And when we come closer, there's more time spent in that middle. It's not a straight line yet, but we are spending more time in that space, which means that our connection is getting deeper. We can feel you closer and you can feel us closer to you. Now, when we read a wave of the collective, within the collective you exist. So you are within the range of the collective, but you have your own wave within the space of that master wave. So for some of you, you might be moving 4 to 6 already, which means spending most of your time at 5. While some of you are still 0 to 10. It's just that the average. Right now we can read it as 2 to 8. These are not the exact numbers, but it is the exact proportions. So some of you are very close now to align exactly with the straight line. And when that happens, and you established your vibration within that straight line, our presence will be obvious for you. Our question is, what would you like to know about us to make this transition more comfortable for you? Do you have any resistance or any doubt about our intentions, about our life, about our way of being and existing? What would you like to know about us to release whatever fear is slowing you down. Any questions?
Good morning. I would love to hear what you are looking forward to in us having that connection at level 5.
Existing in loving connection with you. We are always seeking to exist in loving connection with all creatures of creation. But remember what we said before. We were once before family. We were before one species. So what we want is to have our family back with us and no expectations. Think of two brothers and one moves to a different land and find a beautiful place to live in that new land and manifest a home, adjust to the rules to the new land, and find that living there is beautiful. So once that brother is established, is sent an invitation to the younger brother and wait, preparing the place and himself, and wait until the younger brother decides to come and join him. It's just a loving connection. Does that answer your question?
Yes, there's this group at the very least is looking forward, or okay, I'll speak for myself. I'm looking forward to that loving connection, to experience that more with you. But I guess I'm trying to formulate a question. I guess my wish is that more people were. I guess everyone's going at their own pace, right? So sooner or later, everyone will have that loving connection, but just everyone is just, taking their own journey to get there.
Do you have any questions to make your transition easier?
Okay, I guess that is the question. What can I do to make my transition easier? My connection.
Exactly what you have been doing, working on releasing the attachments to the old beliefs, releasing the need to survive, releasing the need to follow instructions that are not in alignment with who you are. The more you find yourself and the more you release the layers that you added to yourself that do not belong to you, the more free you will be. That is your natural vibration, and that's the vibration that will bring us in alignment. Does that answer your question?
Yes, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all the loving guidance and support that you're giving us.
Any other question?
Not from me, thank you.
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right. When I'm in deeper meditation and I wish to connect with you, I'm wondering, does the depth of my gratitude that seems to me to bring me closer to you, like feeling the connection through my heart as my heart just gets stronger, and it's just feeling more expansive. Is that a factor in increasing the vibration so that I'm in deeper connection with you?
What you call gratitude, we see it as an aspect of love. So when you are in gratitude, you are in love. And yes, it's love what connects us.
Mm-hmm.
But we translate everything to love. So gratitude is a way of loving creation, of loving yourself as an expression of creation. When you experience gratitude, it's gratitude towards life and existence. That's how we see it. You are shining in a space of love. You are shining in love. And that's how we live. In gratitude, in love. So yes, you will call it gratitude. We see light, bright light. And because we live in gratitude as well, what we call love, we get closer to that 5 that we were talking in that line. Gratitude is one way. But we are not expecting you to experience that gratitude for our presence or our connection. We read your gratitude as gratitude to existence for allowing this connection. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And I have a follow-up question to that. The deeper I am in gratitude, and the more I can go through my day being appreciative of everything, just more aware of all that all that comes to me right now in my life, I float into joy as well. So does joy, is the ingredient of joy, ramp up our connection even more?
Joy is love for what it is. Gratitude is thanks for what it is. So you are fully accepting and loving what it is. You are in love through two different paths. Again, it all translates to love. But love has infinite pathways. Does that make sense?
Yes, because they seem to go together very well.
They go together because the more gratitude, the more joy, the more appreciation, the more you are present in what it is without judging. That is love. When you start judging, you are moving away from love. Imagine that love is a line. Let's put example again, from 0 to 100. 100 is divine love. 0 is the absence of love. Again, you will call that evil. We just call it the absence of love. Let's create a range because we find that range, explaining as range is always helpful for you. So you are at 20 in your range. If you connect with gratitude, appreciating what creation is giving you, connecting with the love that exists in creation and what creation is sending your way, you move from 20 to 21. If you experience joy, noticing and accepting what life is giving you and being in that space of what life is offering you, you move to 25. If you give thanks, you move to 26. So in a day, when you connect and when you start accepting what it is and finding the love in everything that it is, you start ascending from 20, 21, 22, 23, 30, 35, 50. Now, you connect with someone that brings chaos to your life. You judge that person as not good. Then you start disconnecting from love. You are not in that wave of love. So you go from 35 to 30. You complain because your body is not perfect. You're not seeing love in your body, love in creation that gave you the body. So now you go from 35 to 20, from 30 to 25. You complain about your money. You're not understanding the abundance of creation and you're judging that you're not part of the abundance. So now you go to 15. You move through your day. The more you are enjoy, appreciating, thanking, believing that you are a part of this loving system, the more you step on love, the closer you start getting to the 100. The more you judge and you feel disconnected from that web of love, and you disconnect others, because when you judge somebody, you are disconnecting from that person's energy. So that means you are start disconnecting from the web of love. And in that case, the numbers start decreasing. Does that make sense?
Yes. So that the more, let's say a challenge comes up, somebody hurts my feelings, and then I go into judgment, and then I realize, oh, come on, this is just another exercise, a spiritual exercise of pointing to, let's say, an area that needs to be healed. And I say, okay, let it pass. I'm going to just wash it away. The more I am able to let go of that and then fill my thoughts with all the things that give me joy, whether it's music or whether it's,
Yes.
the more I can do that and live inside of all the things that bring me joy, the more I can, let's say, manipulate my life, my as I go through the day, then the better off I am in being able to not only connect to you, but to hold that vibration
Yes.
of love for everything and everyone.
The biggest disconnector from love is judgment. When you judge yourself, when you judge others, when you judge your reality. Because when you are judging, you are noticing that, or you are telling creation that is not perfect. That you are not perfect, the other person is not perfect, reality is not perfect. And you created this connection from yourself, from the other person, or from your reality. The more you see love, the more you understand that everything changes all the time. And it is okay. And everything is changing you all the time. And you just flow. You have a discussion with somebody came and hurt you, and you understand that that is an expression of the light, even if that expression is hurting you, because it's an expression of the light that haven't found home yet. But you understand that it's an expression of the light. So you decide to connect to that person, not through what you've seen or what that being is expressing, but you are seeing that expression of the light. When you see the expression of the light through that person, no matter what that person is doing, you are strengthening your connection. It's like two drops of mercury coming together. There is a magnetic power that connects us all. When we judge, we disconnect. We separate ourselves from that web that connects us all. When you accept and see the expression of the light in that other person, you connect through love. So you have to make the decision to connect through love. And that is a power that you have, no matter what the other person is expressing. When you disconnect from somebody else, you disconnect from the web. When you connect with somebody, you are connecting or strengthening your connection to the web. And what you want is to be connected to the web, deeper and deeper. And for that, you have to accept everything. Even if you cannot understand why things are the way they are, you are not judging. You are accepting. And you are loving it. So that way you're strengthening your connection. Is this explaining how creation works?
This was very powerful explanation, and it I feel like it's just I just jumped forward in my understanding, like it was a huge leap. Thank you so
What
much.
we want you to explain is that you might see with your eyes things that look unfair. But you do not understand why that unfairness is being manifested. What is the reason? What is the teaching? What is the purpose? What is the experience? What we want you to understand is that there is love, there is a purpose, there is a teaching. Something is growing and transforming through that experience. And it's not for you to judge because you do not know the experience and the purpose of that experience. So when you see outside your window and you understand that all is contained within the space of love, and others are deciding to navigate a different journey, and it is okay because you understand that we are all within the space of love. You are in loving connection to all that it is.
Well, this is helpful too, because if I just look at someone as, oh, they're a young soul, that's why they are acting this way, that they either hurts me or don't approve of or whatever, even that is a judgment.
That is a judgment.
So your explanation really helps me to be able to go past that, to seeing this as a extremely mysterious expression of love.
The idea is to say, this is how you're living your life. I know how I want to live my life, but you have all the space and all the time to decide how you are going to live your life because I love you. The same way that you allow your kids to fall and make mistakes because you know it's part of growing. You offer freedom and acceptance for mistakes, what you consider a mistake, because that's how growth happens. So in creation, there is a space for everybody to grow and to explore things. There is freedom to explore things. Creation is not looking for a specific outcome, but creation is looking for growth. And it gives you all the time and all the space that you need as a soul to grow and find your direction and explore the path that you want to explore. And only a soul knows what is that being exploring. So you cannot never define or judge the path that somebody else is going through. And sometimes a few souls that go through a similar path creates a reality. And that reality hit your eyes and hurt your heart. But this is a reality that they need to navigate as a part of their growth and exploration. When you are judging an experience as a bad thing, you are saying that creation is not loving to allow them to grow and experience something that they need to experience, that they decide to experience. It's like judging another parents for letting their children fall when they learn to walk. It's like, wow, you shouldn't let them fall. You need to hold their hand, so just keep it in your lap all the time so that way they don't fall. Think of creation as that loving mother father that creates a space for all of us to grow within that space. And that's what we are saying. Move and concentrate on your own space, because that's the only journey that you know and you can connect with, and allow the other souls to navigate their own journey. And if many souls come together to create a reality for them, and that reality hurts your heart, remember that there is still within the space of love, and that God, creation, the universe, whatever name you want to give to the space, is loving enough to allow that situation that shows the absence of love to exist within the space of love. That means no judgment, and loving that existence, loving that experience. Because somehow growth and transformation is happening. And this loving source, this loving space, is within itself creating a space where love is not being seen. And is doing that out of love. How is that? As an explanation for you to understand that judging is always a disconnection or not seeing what love is.
This extraordinary explanation to me is well, I can't even express my gratitude, but it's even thank you is stunningly inadequate, because it's just cleared up so much for me. This was huge. Thank you.
Any other question? So the idea is, the more time you can spend present and understanding that you are in a space of love, which we call it being in love, existing in love, looking at things through loving eyes, the more you are raising, the more you are elevating yourself, the more divine you become. The more you emanate love around the spaces that you are, to the places that you go, the more you share love with the people that you are with. And sometimes what stops you from allowing yourself to be in love are the wounds, the understandings that have ruled your communities. So that's what we are suggesting, to start healing wounds, releasing chains, and understanding that you have freedom to read everything that happened in your life in a way that you decide to read it, giving it meanings that you decide to give them. Because wounds, what happened is, condition yourself to give things a specific meaning. The more you heal wounds, the more freedom you have to see life through your own heart. For example, if you felt that your mother left you, and you see then a kid on the street alone, immediately you're gonna judge that kid and the reality of that kid as something bad. Why? Because you understand what abandonment is. And because that wound is open in you. So you're gonna start judging life, you're gonna start judging the mother and the father of that kid, you're gonna start judging society. The more you heal your own wounds and you understand that an experience that happened in your life brought you to be the person that you are today, you're gonna see that kid and you're gonna understand that that kid has an enormous and beautiful experience ahead of him. And he's gonna grow into something beautiful. So you're gonna see that kid and you have freedom to step in and offer help if you want, but not because the kids need your help, but because you are a loving being that wants to give. You are not judging that there is injustice there. If you feel that you have something to offer, something to give, you're gonna get closer and offer what you have to offer. Does that make sense? The more you heal your own wounds, the more you release all this conditioning of we should have a mother and father that act in this way, and we should have brothers and sisters that are acting this way to us, and we should have, and we should have, and we should have. And the more you accept what it is, understanding that everybody has a unique journey and everybody is going through his or her own transformation. And the more you accept everything as it is, the more you flow through life, the more love is in you. The moment when you start saying, this shouldn't be this way, the mom should have been there, the dad should have been there, the mom should have been this way, my mom should have been this for me, and his mom should have been this way for him. The more you start with the should and shouldn't, the more judgy and disconnected from love you are. Loving yourself and accepting yourself right now means accepting everything that happened that brought you to who you are today. Accepting and seeing the light in everything that happened. That's being in love. And accepting everything that happens and everybody in your life that somehow create a situation for you to transform yourself. Understanding that every interaction was divine, every situation was divine, helps you understand that you now in the present are divine. It all comes back to accepting, noticing what is the step, what the space that you are in right now is offering for you to do. It's always about understanding the space, your own space, and your own space in the present moment. So, what are you doing today with this information that we are giving you? And then when you're done with this meditation, with this connection, and you start your next task, what is that next task and the interaction that you're having with the people offering you? And everything is fine. You just have to understand your moves and find the direction that you want to move. Is this moment perfect for you? Is this moment peaceful for you? Is this moment loving for you? Can you recognize the space? Not the physical space, but the energetic space that you are in right now. And understand that This is you, that you are your space. Is your space feeling peaceful and loving right now? Are you accepting the space as it is right now? Can you see the light in you shining bright, illuminating all your space right now? In your space right now, we are very present. Laura is very present. Each of us in the group is very present. As you move to the next task, our energy will be still there, but it won't be active. And other people's energy will become more active because you will be interacting with them. Imagine that their lights are going to be turned on. We want you to remember that they will be in your space, still your space. And you have the power to continue emanating this loving light and allowing them to exist within your loving light. And eventually, your connection with them is going to end. So their lights will turn off. And others, maybe the people that you're going to connect at night, their lights will turn on. Still, they will be turned on within your space. Is your space. And you are in control of the light of your space. Lights turn off, lights turn on. People get activated in your life. People go to rest within your life. But it's always your life. It is always your space. And you are in charge of the light that emanates from you. And you are in charge of the light and love within your space. Remember this practice. See if a couple of hours from now, you can still feel yourself within this bubble of loving light. And whoever you are interacting with, you understand that you are activating that person within your space. You can bathe that person with your loving light. No matter what that person decides to do, it is your space. It is your light.